Welcome to the Desert Vision. On this edition, we bring you to the Persian Gulf, where the Army conducted a unique logistics and communications exercise. We highlight the halfway point celebration for the combined federal campaign, and we take a look at a women's self-defense class on Camp Arifjan. All that and more on this edition of the Desert Vision. Welcome to the Desert Vision. I'm Sergeant Ben Kelly. Staff Sergeant Roland Sobrepena takes us to the Persian Gulf for a unique exercise involving land, sea, and air.
The crew of U.S. Army vessel Five Forks is about to do something that hasn't been done in over 7 years. Load 2 M1 Abrams tanks into a landing craft vessel. Watercraft engineer Sergeant First Class Mark Dempsey explains.
Today's mission entails bringing 2 M1A2 tanks from the beach, or what we call row-row, roll-on, roll-off, to actually a simulated theater support to another beach.
This exercise, held in Kuwait Naval Base, Kuwait, brought U.S. Army mariners, tankers, and aviation crew to test the Army's logistics and communication capabilities. Sergeant First Class Dempsey explains the drills Army mariners do at sea.
We always will do once a week a man overboard drill, which we simulate with a dummy. We will also do a fire drill, which you'll also see. We're also going to do a couple of drills with the aviation unit, I believe.
Tankers and Army mariners took the opportunity to cross-train at sea. The tankers participated in a man overboard exercise, and the mariners got a taste of what it's like to operate a tank. This unique exercise extends the U.S. Army's communication capabilities and brought together the Army's land, air, and sea assets all in one place. Reporting for Arson Public Affairs, I'm Sergeant Roland Sobrepena.
Camp Arifjan hosted a celebration to mark the halfway point in the combined federal campaign. I had the opportunity to be there and bring you this story. Members of the combined federal campaign effort on Camp Arifjan hosted a mid-campaign event. The event featured a live DJ, refreshments, and an award ceremony.
The reason we're all out here today is to celebrate. We're out here to celebrate the opportunity to give.
The CFC offers donators a wide array of options, says Sergeant First Class Ricardo Smith.
There are over 2,500 charities that you can choose from, so whatever is near and dear to your heart, you can always find something that, that relates to you or relates to your values and give back in that aspect.
A portion of the donations go to the Army units participating in the campaign for use in improving MWR and base recreational facilities.
From what I've seen, it's very nice seeing such a combined effort throughout the Army, trying to make our lives a little easier.
I'm overwhelmed to tell you that the gifts and the generosity of our troopers are paying back right here today.
Reporting for Arson Public Affairs, I'm Sergeant Ben Kelly. Next, Staff Sergeant Roland Sobrepena takes us to a special women's-only self-defense class.
They will have pulled that hand out of their face gently.
At Camp Arifjan, Kuwait, 2nd Lieutenant Jeremy Kemka is teaching female soldiers self-defense. Lieutenant Kemka is a 6th-degree black belt in Taekwondo with over 30 years of martial arts experience. In this women's self-defense class, Lieutenant Kemka teaches more than just technique. He spends a lot of time talking to his students. This is because he's not teaching fighting or martial arts. He's teaching students how to survive a physical assault.
The reasons for women only is because men fight differently and women fight differently, and this is self-defense and it's not about fighting. It's about using the tools that we're equipped with to save ourselves, to get help, so that we don't end up being assaulted and hurt throughout the process. So it's designed for women so that there's a safe environment where they're not intimidated by other men, flexing their muscles and showing them how powerful and strong they are, but to show how powerful the woman is, that she can defend herself with her tools that she's given.
This is not an injury class. We're not gonna...
Lieutenant Kemke's Women's Only Self-Defense is an ongoing class to teach female soldiers basic self-defense technique and help them gain a greater confidence in their survival skills.
Board class? No.
Reporting for Arson Public Affairs, I'm Sergeant Roland Soberpena.
That's what I do for...
Camp Beering hosted Operation Steel Sword. Sergeant First Class Adam Stone takes us to the story.
The Kuwaiti Desert hosted Operation Steel Sword, the first partnership event between American and Kuwaiti National Guard transportation soldiers.
Good morning.
These soldiers of the 1462nd Transportation Company, Michigan National Guard, exchanged ideas with the KNG on how to conduct convoy operations and see how each service would recover a downed vehicle under less than ideal conditions. First Lieutenant Nicole Furnish explains why this event is so important.
This will give everyone an opportunity to work together and to practice what we've been learning from each other over these past 4 events.
This exercise was about more than tactics. It was also about soldiers building relationships.
Hello? Finish! Come back this way. No!
Soldiers from both services, including Kuwaiti Lieutenant Khalid Tarish, want this to be the first of many engagements between the Kuwaiti National Guard and the American Army.
Hopefully in the future we will conduct more exercises, the way we do business and the way they do business, and that way we could have the experience from both sides.
Kuwaiti National Guard Brigadier General Falah Suja and U.S. Army Brigadier General Bud R. Jamison Jr., commander of the 316th Expeditionary Sustainment Command, agreed this was a successful event. Reporting from Camp Beering, Kuwait, I'm Sergeant First Class Adam Stone.
National Hispanic Heritage Month kicked off with a celebration on Camp Arif John, and we were there to bring you the story. October 15th through November 15th marks the time of year we honor Hispanic American heritage. Camp Arif John Kuwait started this month of observance with a celebration showcasing important elements of Hispanic culture.
I'm just glad that we are able to celebrate this observance being out here in Kuwait, out of the States, and it's been very nice to kind of get everybody together, even people that are not Hispanic, just to contribute and help out with this event.
The event highlighted Hispanic American contributions in America's wars, food from various Hispanic cultures, and also held a demonstration of many traditional and contemporary Hispanic dance styles.
To me, it's a good thing. I like celebrating different cultures. I like learning about different cultures. So it's good. It makes me happy because we're actually taking out the time to get to know our soldiers, for who they are and not just as an American soldier.
Reporting for Arson Public Affairs, I'm Sergeant Ben Kelly. Do you have an interesting story idea or know of someone doing something interesting? Tell us about it on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Arson3News. That's it for this edition of the Desert Vision. I'm Sergeant Ben Kelly.